This is the new BMW X3. It's now in its third generation. It's been really, really popular since it was launched back in 2003. 20 years this car has been on the road, and it's a super car to drive, trust me. It sits within the X range. There are 8 different X ranges, and it sits right sort of bang in the middle of that X range of cars that BMW produce. BMW affectionately refer to these cars as SAVs, not SUVs, so they come under the bracket of sports activity vehicles. The car starts at around 47,000 UK pounds, and there's even an electric, all-electric version of the X3 as well. But we are currently driving the PHEV, that's the plug-in hybrid version of this car. Let's get around it, let's have a look at it, see what the different options are on the new BMW X3. You're watching me, AJ, on the Player YouTube channel, and if you haven't seen what we do before, then feast your eyes on this for the next minute and a half, and I'll get back to you straight away with the review. This is how a car should sound. Listen to this. I didn't really push it either. I was just having a bit of fun. Oh really? So there you have it, guys, the Ferrari Roma, my birthday present. Here we go, we're going to meet the crew and hopefully get the paint. That's a real one.
I think it makes a good work.
Let's go,
Nice to start.
Nice to see you. Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster, where we're here for the Swiss Watch Show. And guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. BMW X3s come in 3 different trim levels. Your entry level car is called the X line, and as I mentioned earlier, starts at around 47,000 UK pounds. Your next level up is called the M Sport models, which is what we've got here today. Starts at around 49,000 UK pounds, and top of the range, or kitchen sink level as I like to call them, are the M models that start from around 63,000 UK pounds. Entry-level cars get 19-inch alloys. However, if you want to upgrade to some 20s, you can for an extra £1,112. You've got a choice of 8 colours. However, if you like solid white, that's included in the price. The other 7 are going to cost you a few quid extra. Interior-wise, you will get a choice of 3 colour leatherettes. So all in all, plenty of options with the BMW X3. Right, let's check out under the bonnet of the X3 and see what the engine and gearbox configurations are. So, bonnet release catch is down here in the driver's footwell. It's a double pull because it's a BMW, so you double pull it. Don't forget, if you're driving a left-hand drive version of this car, it's going to be in the passenger footwell because they're not going to swap it around. It just costs too much money to do that these days. No bonnet release catch itself. And you've got a couple of nice, decent gas struts on this car, so they lift that bonnet up beautifully, smooth, silky smooth under there. Okay, so we've got 3 choices in engine under here. You've got a 2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine that develops about 184 brake horsepower. That's kind of your entry-level engine, if you like. You then jump up to the engine we have here today, which is it's part of a PHEV system, so it's a plug-in hybrid electrical vehicle. That's what we have here today. When I mean by plug-in hybrid, I'm sure you know the difference between a mild hybrid, full fat hybrid and a plug-in hybrid. Mild hybrids kind of just help with a bit of economy and a bit more bang for your buck when it comes to acceleration. There's no pure electrical driving on them. The plug-in hybrid electrical car, like this one here, will give you 25 to 30 miles of pure electrical energy. So it cuts in when you get under 30 miles an hour, if you're creeping along in traffic. Wonderful stuff. And in your full fat hybrid, obviously you need to plug that in to charge it, whereas your full fat one also gives you a certain amount of mileage of pure electrical power, nowhere near as much as 25 to 30, but you don't need to plug it in. So that's your differences between the three. This is a 4-cylinder petrol engine, exactly the same as the other one I just mentioned. It's a 2 litre and it develops around 292 brake horsepower because you've got the added benefit of a battery and a motor, and that adds to the engine and it gives it that extra bang for the buck. So this will give you 0 to 60 times of sub 8 seconds, around about 7.9 seconds. Then finally you've got a diesel, a nice diesel engine, a 2 litre 4-cylinder diesel engine, develops around about 190 brake horsepower. This is good if you're churning up the miles, if you're doing long distances, you know, just go for it if you want 47 to 48 to the gallon, which is pretty good. All in all though, loads of choices on the engines there and loads of different configurations. However, all engines come mated to an 8-speed ZF gearbox, which is one of BMW's most amazing gearbox. Whisper smooth, super quiet, love this car. Let's crack on. Round at the back of the X3, you gotta admit, it's a pretty good looking car. It's proper chunky, proper sporty. I love the aero going on up the top here, that roof spoiler with the built-in brake light wrapping itself around. I love all the privacy glass that's running around with this as well. And this is a floaty screen on the back here, sits in its own rubber, so there's no rusty bits going to occur in there where the water's sitting there. It just gives that lovely pin sharp finish around the edge there. Get a wash wipe on the back here, so even if you do get a bit of dirt coming over here, not that you're going to get that much because of the roof spoiler, but if you do, or it's heavy rain, that's going to do its little job. Looking round the sides here, look at these tinted LED lenses. How beautiful is that? You've got the LEDs in there, lenses tinted like that, really nice. And then down the bottom here, you've got this diffuser, you've got the massive great exhaust either side, one either side there. Love that. It just all looks the part. X-Drive badge on there as well. Okay, so electronically assisted tail lift. It's a little bit slow, and I will point out that it doesn't go up as high as I would like it to. So I'm 1.76 in meters, that's around 5'10" in old money. If you're 6 foot or around about 1.85, you might even end up hitting your head there, so just be careful. Little LED light here, so at night this area is lit up. It's not brilliant, but it does work. It's better than nothing. You've got your roller blind here for the back. Again, BMW have thought of this because if you do have to pick up bikes or dogs on the fly, so to speak, you can pop that back like that, pop that out, and then you just simply lift that up there and it pops inside there and disappears, and then you're free to put the seats down. I'm not going to demonstrate, it takes too long and it'll bore you anyway. 550 litres is the normal amount in this car. If you've got the plug-in hybrid electrical version like we have, you will notice there's a bit of a jump here. You drop down to 450 litres on the back here. So it does mean instead of getting 8, maybe 9 carry-on suitcases in the non-plug-in hybrid version, you will only get about 5 or 6 in this version, just due to the fact you've lost that due to a bit of battery and gubbins that goes on here for the plug-in hybrid electrical version. Once the seats are down, there's 1500 litres or 1400. You lose that 100 litres basically by having the plug-in hybrid electrical version. That's the choice you make. At the end of the day, if you want that, if you're going to be using it, depends how you use this car. So it's your choice at the end of the day. Easy to put the seats down. All you've got to do is just pull the little levers. There's a lever either side. You can reach through to this here. You just lift the lever like that, pops it down one side there. It's nice and spring loaded. There's another one over here as well. There we go. It's a 60-40 split. You've actually got a centre split on it as well. So in all, I suppose it's not 60-40. That's how that went down there. It's 40-40-20 in the middle. That's the best way of describing it. You've got a 12-volt adapter over here, some shopping bag holders either side as well. And underneath here, as I mentioned, you've got place to put your blind here. There we go, guys. It's very versatile. It's highly practical, this car, but dependent on what model you go for and how much space you need in the back here. In the back for the passengers, there's definitely plenty of room. Seats are nicely scalloped as well, so if I spin round, you'll see tons of leg room here. You can get your feet right under the seat as well. In some models, you can actually get a reclining seat in the back like this one, which is rather nice. It will give you that little bit of extra rake on the seat that you can pop your head back and have a little sleep on the journey. There's a button just down here on the side and that lifts that up and down. Just jumping around here, you can see this is definitely a 5-seater car. It's 100% you're going to get an adult in the middle here, which is really nice. If you want a 7-seat, they don't make an X3 as a 7-seater. You've got to jump up to the X5 for that. And again, that is an option. But 5 seats definitely in here. You've got the recessed seat belts in the back here. We've got the Isofix points that remain in situ. You don't have to take them out, so you're not going to lose them. They are plastic and they are sort of poppy-inny ones, but they look pretty good to me. In the centre section here, you've got full independent heating and cooling in the back here. So we are in a tri-zone climate control system. So you can actually set that into the auto mode or change the temperature. You've got your vents here as well. You can turn them on and off. That's all really nice, very premium as well. 2 USB-C chargers down the bottom there, one for each passenger in the back here. I think that's spot on. That's going to save any arguments with any little kids you've got in the back here that are charging their bits and pieces up. All in all, the actual finish, this leatherette is really nice. I love it in the black. The comfort of the seats, second to none. Let's check out the centre section here. Pull it down, we have a really nice armrest, but at the same time, you've got a poppy-uppy double cup holder. When I'm in a poppy-uppy, the reason this is designed like this is if you've got a hot drink in here and the driver brakes suddenly and that drink's in there, it's going to hit that and hopefully not go flying over the front there and scold everybody. So I do love little design things like that. No ski hatch as such because you don't need it, because as I mentioned when we were around the back, there is a poppy downy bit in the centre section here. We'll call it a ski hatch. In actual fact, we're here in the UK, so we're going to call it the DIY hatch, because guys over here in the we don't go skiing, guys. There's only a few of us go skiing over here. We go down the DIY store on a Saturday morning. We've got the kids in the back, one either side here. McDonald's in their mouth, away they go. They're happy. We get to wander around B&Q and buy lovely bits of wood, and we can stick them in here because there's a massive length of, you can get it in here. Absolutely brilliant. Of course, if you are in Europe and say, for example, you as a French family, you won't be going down a DIY store. You will be going to the mountain for the weekend and you will put your ski through here. So it is absolutely parfait, as they say in French. There you go, guys. Simple explanation of an extra 20% in the middle of the 2 seats there. All in all, though, what a lovely, comfy area to sit in. Plenty of height in this car as well. I did notice that when I got in. Large doors, good rake on the doors, goes right the way back. Tinted screen there. You've got the privacy glass on the back. That's going to help with car sickness. Any kids in the back here who feel like chucking up, that's going to help with that. Big screen goes all the way down as well. Yeah, I'm really loving it. Door bins, you can actually put another big bottle of water in there as well. Simply superb, BMW. Let's see what it's like up front for the driver and the passenger. Up front in the X3, well, it doesn't come much more premium. It's a really lovely finish to this car. You've got some sort of faux carbony bits going on here. You've got a really nice touch and feel to everything. You've got some piano black going on here, some brushed aluminium as well, finish all around here. And just the general sort of feel of everything and the space and the way it's all laid out. It's just very, very BMW-esque. I love it. It's really nice. Super steering wheel in this car as well. It's heated. I might mention that. You've got a little heating button there for in the winter. You also got some really nice little LEDs that are accent at night. They will come up, and the glow in the car is beautiful. You can set the luminosity. There's a luminosity button over here on the right hand side. You can adjust that. That's next to your lighting switch. Just leave your lighting switch set on the auto setting. That'll do it all for you. You've got your fog lights over there as well, front and rear. Additionally, on the steering wheel here, obviously you've got your paddles, lovely ZF gearbox on this 8-speed auto gearbox. You've got your paddles so you can have a little bit of fun with that, especially when you get into your sport mode. All your mode buttons are down here. I'll explain that when you get out on the road, or when we get out on the road. Getting back to the steering wheel, right hand side here is all your media controls. So you've got your telephone control, you've got your Ask BMW button on there as well. So just push that and say, I need a burger, or where's the nearest petrol station? And BMW button will listen to you and advise where to go or what to do. Track change either way, and then a volume up and down button as well on there. Left hand side are all your driver controls. That's your lane keeper, your distance control, your cruise control, your speed limiter. That's all on there. Very, very easy to set. You've got a BC button here on your lighting stalk. That will change in the center of that beautiful digital cluster that comes with this car. That will change the actual trip computer, and you can scroll through there just by pushing one after the other. Gives you your readouts. It's even got a G meter on there, like a G-force meter on there. God knows why you'd need that. But just a general lovely layout of the car. That big TFT touchscreen in the middle there. Really loved that. I love the fact you've got a volume knob just a standard volume knob here as well. I think that's so good. You do get the gesture control with this as well. I'm not going to demonstrate that. I'll demonstrate when we're out on the road. I do like that. Physical buttons for your temperature controls, for your tri-zone air climate control with this car. And then again, you've got your other buttons here for your demister front and rear, and then you can just set it to auto on there as well. Some preset buttons along the bottom there, track change again, left and right over there. Some nice piano black. Then we come to the best bit, big black knob in the middle here, guys. Love this. This is your central control unit. Very, very BMW. It's been around a number of years now. They've perfected it. They've honed it to, it's now just beautiful, knurled big black knob. I love it. You've got your media control on there. You've got your home button. You can put your map up. Just a simple flick of the button, so quick, super quick. And as I said, you've got your mode buttons here, hill descent control. We'll talk about that when we get out on the road. You've got traction control on there, and then you've got your cameras set up as well. You've got your reverse camera on here as well, and you've got your beepers front and rear. Inside here, although it's a bit full up with bits and pieces, plenty of room. Lovely little cubby, and it also acts as a really nice armrest. Keyless ignition, keyless entry, ignition buttons down there, stop, start. I mean, it is just beautifully set up. Sound system on this, amazing. I love sitting there, but enough of me waffling. Let's get it out on the road. Two things I forgot to mention, double cup holder and a charger for your phone. Let's go do it. So first up, when you get the BMW X3 out on the road, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. This car is super smooth. It is super quiet, and it is super comfortable. BMW nail it when it comes to, you know, the seating and the actual arrangement of where the steering is, and they've been doing it for so long, but they build cars that you can get in and drive 3-4 hours and get out the other end and feel exactly the same way as you got into the car when you get out of it. I mean, it's, you know, that's what BMW do best. And I don't think BMW make an uncomfortable car. It's just, there isn't one in all the cars that I've driven, all the BMWs. I just have not found one yet that is uncomfortable. It's just impossible almost. 8-way adjustable front seat here in the leatherette, as BMW call it. Heated front seats as well. There's the button there on the fascia. Very easy to set that. 3 different stages. Different driving modes in this car as well. So not only is it good and comfortable and quiet, but you've got 7 different modes. Now you've got 3 main modes. So you've got electric, hybrid and sport, and each one of them is configurable as well. So in your electric mode down here, it's all your 3 buttons are down here. You've also, by the way, while I'm down here, you've got a hill descent control on here as well. Now if you've never used hill descent, by the way, fantastic during the winter or slippery conditions. You just literally hold the wheel, take your feet off of the pedals and let the car descend down the hill for you, and it will control all 4 wheels. Absolutely amazing. And don't forget, this has the X-Drive system on this car as well, so you're getting that benefit of all-wheel drive. So all in all, pretty handy car, very versatile car. That's the best way of describing it. You've then got a hybrid mode, so don't forget this is a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, so you're getting that 25 to 30 miles of pure electrical energy, and you can go into the electric mode, which will give you that solely, so you can drive around totally just on electric, or you can go into the hybrid mode, which is the middle button. Everything changes on the screen here. You can set that up. I normally keep it in the Eco Pro. There is a standard version of that. And then finally, if you do want a bit of bang for your buck with a throttle, you go into sport mode. Now the sport mode, just underneath where your stop start button is, you've got standard sport mode. If you push the button again, it will go into extra boost, so the turbo on this will kick in and give you a full extra boost. And then you've got the individual mode setting as well, where you can set it up yourself and configure it all how you like to drive this car. I'm going to put it back into the Eco Pro because that's where I like to drive this car, get the maximum mileage. We are currently getting, now in order to access your trip computer here on your digital dashboard, there's basically a little button that says BC over here. If you push that, it will scroll through. I've already got this set. We're currently getting 32.3 to the gallon around these B roads, and don't forget, we're not driving it perhaps to the best of its eco-friendliness, if you like, because we are road testing it. You know, as a journalist, we're not going to be sit here expecting to get the biggest bang for the buck with the economy. I'm sure when you drive the car, you will drive it a lot more economical than what we do. Keep it in that Eco Pro, it's really good. And that will sense also when you need the electric. So if you come into a sub 30 mile an hour zone, it will automatically put the car into electric mode. Another thing which I love, really good. By the way, the 32.3, I should mention, pretty good. I mean, it's a 2-litre engine at the end of the day, and I think that's pretty good for the on a run. We're going to be easily topping 35 to 37, maybe more, even up to 40, I would have thought. So pretty good when it comes to the economy as well. Okay, let's talk a couple of bits and pieces. I love the hand gesture system on here. In order to, you can actually use your hands to change the volume by doing that. So there you go, fantastic sound system on this car as well. If you want to change radio stations or tracks, you use your thumb. So if you want to go back that way, or if you want to go forward that way, you can go as well. Really good system, I love it. Can get a little bit annoying when it comes to children in the car, because once they realise you've got that and they're in the back, they can quite easily start to put their hands through and do the little motions that I'm doing there. That can become a bit frustrating after a while. However, it's a bit of fun to start with, it soon wears off, trust me. Comfortable, versatile, safety wise, we've got plenty of safety equipment even on the standard entry level car. This particular car gets the cruise control, the lane keeping, the distance control. It's got the blind spot monitoring system, which I think is essential in any car these days, should be included with your basic car. You've also got things like the tyre pressure monitor, you've got the speed limiter, and you've also got the sign recognition as well. I mean, all in all, this dash is absolutely incredible. I've always rated the BMW dashboard and the fascia and everything as one of the best in the world. I don't think they come much better than this. I love the big TFT touchscreen in the middle. It's sensitive to your hand. As soon as your hand comes up, it will come up with the different commands and things you can do. Really nice indeed. Down here you've got your typical BMW large selector knob, and guys, you know I love a knob on a car. I've got a big thing about knobs on cars. I love all the system where if you want to change the temperature and everything, you know, you touch, you know, there's a touchy-feely on the screen, but when you've got gloves on in the winter or it's pouring with rain, you've got wet hands, it just smears all the screen, it looks horrible. And that's where I think, again, BMW score, because you've got these lovely little buttons underneath here, and you can just change the temperature. You've got tri-zone climate control in this car as well. There's aircon in the back for the passengers, because we are in the slightly better trim level in this car. But going back to the buttons, you've got the buttons there, nice and easy to use. You can turn your aircon on and off. It's so easy. Don't need to look at the screen once you know exactly. And you've got individual settings as well there. Really lovely. Centre here, well, you know, you've got lovely areas for charging your phone. You've got double cup holder down there. Getting back to your knob here, love that big knob, it's great. Scroll system, good old BMW scroll system. Zoom in, zoom out on your map like that. You go to your media, just push the buttons, go back to home. Everything is so simple, just click and turn. And that's what I've always loved about BMWs, is that fact that you don't have to look down or look to the screen when you're doing this stuff. You can quite literally change everything using that scroll, you know, using the big button down there. All in all, guys, you know, this has to be one of the most versatile all-round family cars that BMW produce for the money. It's premium quality. I think it's hitting that premium market absolutely on the money. Your XC60 Volvos, your Discoveries, your Range Rover Discoveries, or Land Rover Discoveries, whatever they're called these days. It's in that ballpark. This car nails it. I love it, BMW. Let's go to the summary. So there you have it, guys, the BMW X3. What a fantastic car. Value for money at 47k. It's in the ballpark. I'd definitely get down and give one a test drive if it was me. But at the end of the day, obviously the proof is in the pudding. So once you get behind the wheel of one of these and you've taken it out on the road, you'll know whether this car is for you or not. A car comes with a decent warranty as well. It's 3 years or unlimited mileage. So you've got pretty much everything covered on that. There is an 8-year or 100,000 mile battery coverage with that as well. That comes in the warranty, because don't forget, this does have a battery with it. It is the plug-in hybrid. So you've got 8 years or 100,000 miles with that. You've got 12 years anti-perforation. That's all your rusty bits. Can't imagine a BMW with any rusty bits on it, but 12 years is your cover on that. And don't forget, all of these warranties are transferable. So if you sell the car before the warranty runs out, just transfer it straight over to the new owner. You get 3 years paintwork warranty on it as well, and you get full BMW roadside assistance from the minute you drive this vehicle off of the forecourt or take delivery of it. So either way, you're going to be fully covered. It's a great car. It's a versatile car. It's a family car. It's reasonably priced and it's reasonably economical. Why wouldn't you buy one? Give it a go, guys. See what you think. Don't forget, like, subscribe and comment. down in the box below. You can leave a comment. If you've bought one of these cars, you want to let us know what you thought of it, or maybe you're having some problems with it, or maybe it's just a wonderful car and you want to let us know. Stick them in the comment box down below. If you've got a question about anything that we've done today, stick it in the comment box down below and one of the team will get back to you in due course. Don't forget, if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. Leave the bell sign unchecked because, as you well know, we don't just do car reviews. You saw that at the beginning on that little video that we ran for you. So there's loads of other stuff going on. There's lots of bits and pieces that you might be interested in. You don't want to miss it. Leave the bell sign unchecked. You'll get regular updates on that. I'm going to ask you a favour here. Would you mind giving us a big thumbs up, please? Because we don't get a pay rise, we don't get a bonus or anything like that, but what we do get is a pat on the back from the boss and the sponsors to say job well done. Because when you thumbs up, that means you like what we did, and that means the bosses are happy with what we're doing. That means we can continue to do what we do and bring you all these different reviews and bits and pieces that we do. In return for that, because we are part of The Player, I want to offer you something completely free of charge, and it is so much value for money. It's unbelievable. It's called The Player. It's a 220-page bookazine for men. A bookazine is a magazine with a hardback cover. Comes out on the frequency of a magazine, but it's got a hardback cover. Now, you can have a copy of this, not the actual physical book, because they cost £100 UK each, but you can have the online version, which is exactly the same as the big book that goes out. You can buy a book if you want. I'm sure the bosses will be happy with that. You just subscribe to that as well, and you can get that sent out to you. But the free of charge one is the online version. And it's great. You can zoom in, you can turn the pages, you can do all sorts of stuff, view it at your leisure, and it is simply wonderful. It contains 220 pages of everything we absolutely love. It's got cars in there, it's got boats in there, it's got motorcycles, jet skis, holidays, golf, reviews, interviews, you name it, it's all in there, guys. Go over there and fill your boots. Head over to www.theplayer.co.uk. Hang on, by the magic of edit, please, Mr. Editor. Thank you. He's bringing it in there now. There you go. I'll leave it up for a few seconds so you can memorize that. Head over there to www.theplayer.co.uk. All you've got to do is fill in your name and your email address. That's it. Nothing else. No credit cards, no details about your inside leg measurement or anything like that. It's just a name and an email. And then you can have access to that immediately. And it's all yours for free because you watch me, AJ, on The Player YouTube. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next week with something different.